you? Welcome back. Oh my god, it's been a really long time. Like 4 years, I think, since I uploaded anything to this channel, and I'm kind of nervous, and I'm really close to I'm using my phone, okay? It's like, you could see, I'm looking in the mirror behind me. I have like closets that are just like all mirrors. Anyway, and I have the thingy on a little crate, and then it's like on a stool, and then it's like, anyway, sitting on the ground is really uncomfortable. It's fine. Just quickly, like, I realized I was gonna do this, and then I didn't do it. Aside from this being like a whole big ranty thingy about like where I've been, what has gone on in my life for how many years and all that, I did also want to just like introduce myself really quickly, because it's really hard to do that on streams and stuff. So I wanted to do it like quickly at the beginning, then I forgot about it, so I'm gonna do it now. If you do watch my streams, or if you don't, I don't know, who knows. My name is Layla, and I am 23, and I have 2 kids. I live in Australia. That's where I live. And that's all you need to know about me. Also, I'm up close so you can see my teeth, which is gross, and all my acne. Let's just stop talking about that. It's not important. We don't care. So yeah, it's been a long time since I put anything up here. And a lot has changed, but also like not that much. I have a lot of, I'm just gonna, like, when you have a lot of hand movements, okay, I can't. It's fine. I know I'm so anxious. Also, just a warning, okay, a couple. Hopefully you can't hear my son's like TV show in the background. He's in the living room, but he's got his show on, and yeah, hopefully you can't hear it. Hopefully you don't feel like you're too close to my face. Sorry. Also, I hope the sound isn't too low. I'm honestly just using my phone. There is nothing. Yeah. I could be doing this like with my webcam on my computer with the microphone, but I don't know. I have neighbors. Okay. I have neighbors that live like they're like right outside. They're not really neighbors, they live in like a granny flat, but they're like right outside the window of that room, and I'm honestly like, I'm paranoid that they're gonna hear me. I don't know, it makes me uncomfortable, and especially with what I'm gonna talk about. So I don't know, I felt safer in my room. In my bedroom with my green walls. I didn't pick it. This is a rental. It's fine. Okay, I gotta stop talking. Oh, that was my other little disclaimer-y thing. I'm really not gonna edit this. Okay, I don't have the time. I don't feel like it. The videos I put up like 4 years ago, 2018 was it? Oh my gosh, wait. No, 2018 was my bad year. 2016? Yeah. 2017. I'm not sure, but the ones that are there, I would be like talking for like an hour or so, and then I'd have to cut it down to like 10 or 20, I can't remember how long they are, and I don't have the patience, I don't have the computer, I don't have anything for that. So I'm just gonna talk like unedited, and I think it'll be fine, okay? Isn't this style kind of coming back in, like people sitting on the floor, people talk? I don't know. Who knows? Who cares? If I'm acting weird, it's because I'm anxious. I'm anxious, that's it. Because I haven't uploaded anything in like a long time, and the content I have up, which is only 4 videos or whatever, you know, proper videos, not just live streams that I've done recently, but like all the videos that are up are obviously, I look completely different. I am acting completely different, and yeah, I just wanted to like get into that. So, ow. If you subscribed, whenever it was, you probably subscribed because you saw I was Muslim and a revert, and I was sharing my revert story and like how I found that religion and how I converted or reverted, whatever you want to call it. And I was obviously very quite strict and practicing quite strictly at that time. That hasn't changed. Well, parts of it have changed. It hasn't changed. I am still a Muslim. I always will be. I converted to that religion. I reverted to that religion. None of my family is Muslim. I like it. I found that on my own, and I love my religion, and I always will. And I truly believe that it has gotten me through having that faith. Oof, I'm gonna get emotional. Has gotten me through so much. So just because I don't wear a headscarf anymore, just because I don't practice, very strictly or anything anymore, does not mean that I don't believe in that anymore. I am still Muslim. I'm still Shia. I still believe in Allah and the prophets, and I love Islam, and I always will, and I love my brothers and sisters in Islam. When I was at one of my darkest points, which I'm going to talk about in a second, I reached out to it was an online like Shia like community, and I was so afraid. I thought my people around me, I'm from Australia, so people around me, my Western, non-Islamic, like whatever, people around me at that point in my life when I was really unwell, were very judgmental and very nasty, honestly. But when I reached out to my Muslim community, which was online, there isn't that much going on in my city. All I received was support, love, and it just like really cemented. It just really like showed me that I made the right choice whenever it was when I reverted. I'm really proud to be part of this community. I'm really proud this religion. I'm really proud to be Muslim. You wouldn't tell by looking at me anymore, and that's fine. That's just what is going on right now, but it doesn't make me less of a believer. It doesn't make me less of a person. And I mean, on my videos 4 years ago or whenever, I would get even Muslims commenting and being like, oh, you're Shia, that's wrong, and being nasty to me. So I expect if you subscribed to me back then, which I'm sure any subscribers I have was from then, or through my revert videos, then I'm sure I'll get some nasty comments if any of you see this. But I mean, let's try not to be like that, okay? Let's try to be accepting and open-minded, and show that love and support that I received from the Shia community. I'm just gonna give like a brief rundown, like what's been going on in my life. So when I started making those videos a few years ago, it was just after my it's a bit complicated, but for lack of a better term, I was with a man who was amazing, one of the most incredible people I've ever met and will ever meet, and for just the sake of simplicity and I just don't feel like going into it. He was essentially my my first son's father. He was with me since I was, I think, 8 weeks pregnant. I got pregnant when I was 16 years old, so, and we were together for a while, and then we broke up stupidly. My fault, really. I was going through something traumatic, and I was not in like a good place to like work on it and work on my relationship and be in a relationship with somebody. So I ended our relationship, but he was amazing, and he was part of my son's life up until not my son, but this man, up until he passed away, which was in, Jesus, I can't even remember. It was in April, and the year, my mind goes blank. I can't remember. It's like I've blocked it. I honestly, I can never even remember the date. I can't ever remember the month. It's like it's like a blur even now. But my son was 1 or 2? 1? Yeah, he was 1. Yeah, and it was around Easter. In 2016. It's 2016, okay? Yes. Had to have been. I've got no idea. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Going off on a tangent. He passed away. In a car crash. It was really sad. It was funny because he was actually meant to be coming to see my son the next day, the day after he died. We had plans. He was going to come and see my son. But obviously that never happened. And yeah, it was really difficult. It still is. Obviously, it's coming up to April, and April was the month that he passed away, so it's fine. Hang on. I'm fine. So after that happened, I went a little downhill briefly. I'm gonna have in my title trigger warnings because a lot of this is gonna be triggering, but just don't worry about it. I went into a little bit of a spiral. Briefly, I was like, doing some of my old not so great habits, which was drinking and self-harm, that kind of thing. But then I don't know how to explain it. I don't know. How do I put this? After I kind of like, mourned for a bit, I was like, wow, we can really go at any time. We can really die at any time. We don't know. We have no control over this. And that's when I like really, really, really took my religion seriously, and that's when I started practicing very strictly and wore my scarf. And I also at that time met another man who was pretty strict. So he had an influence on me, and unfortunately that relationship turned out to be really toxic. Actually, it's taken me a little while to come to terms with it, but it was abusive. It was not good, and I wasn't really ready actually to be in any kind of relationship. It hadn't been long enough. I hadn't given myself enough time to grieve, but I didn't know how to grieve. So instead of grieving, I just tried to find someone who I thought would be not a replacement, but like who would be, you know, that person for me. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say, right? Fill a void. I don't know. But that's not a healthy way to cope. That wasn't a healthy way to deal with trauma. So, yeah. And that relationship turned out to be really toxic and just not healthy. I will say probably for a little while I was doing quite well. When I was uploading my videos, I think on the outside I was doing well, but inside I was not, and because I wasn't grieving and because I didn't know how to and because I wasn't dealing with any trauma that I had, I didn't have any healthy coping mechanisms, and I was with somebody who was not the best for me. I mean, it didn't take much to quite quickly fall back into some of my really unhealthy habits, coping mechanisms, whatever. So yeah, so that's kind of what happened. I'm not going to go too in depth because I don't want this to be a million years long, but basically what happened first was I moved house, and I just kind of stopped uploading videos. It was not a priority for me. I was busy. I was trying to take care of my son, and I had a lot going on with this guy that I was with who didn't treat me very well, and yeah, I didn't want to put up videos. Let me just sum it up. I'm going way too in detail and way too in depth, and we just don't need that right now. But yeah, I just stopped uploading videos. I don't know. I had other stuff going on. I had a pretty severe, I would call it a relapse with my eating disorder. I've had sorry. I've had too hard to say that word. I'm just gonna say eating disorder. I've had an eating disorder for over a decade. And yeah, I'm just gonna call it a relapse. I relapsed pretty hard with that. Once I moved, yeah, and I was living with this guy. So yeah, I was, again, from the outside, it probably looked like I was doing really well. My house was spotless. I was coping, I was functioning, but really I wasn't, and a burnout was inevitable, and it happened. And the way my cycle usually goes, because I have been dealing with addiction since I was 15, also substance abuse, since I was 15. First time I had alcohol. Just took off from there. Yeah, the way that the cycle kind of goes is I might start with the eating disorder, needing control, and then I get tired of that and I go back to drinking. And unfortunately, this last time that I had a big relapse with drinking at the end of 2017 and the beginning of 2018, it led to something that I never thought I would ever do in my life. Sorry, I just had to change where I was sitting because my head's getting cut off. My phone was like, let's be on 10%. And anyway, ended up oh god, this is really hard. I ended up being introduced to meth, and before this I had never in my life done any like illicit drugs, hard drugs, except obviously, I mean, marijuana when I was, I don't know, a teenager, 13, 14, who knows, who cares. I'd never done any hard drugs or any illicit drugs. Alcohol was my drug of choice. So yeah, I would like to make a separate video. I would like to go and tell my story and explain how that happened, because I do feel like addiction is very misunderstood, and I would never, never in my life would I have thought that I would be a drug addict, a meth addict. I did not. I keep looking in the mirror, I'm really sorry, but like obviously I didn't ever. No one thinks that that's where their life will go, but I really did not think that that's where my life would go, but it did. And it didn't take very long at all for everything to go completely to shit. Me and the person I was with had broken up by like well before then, and coincidentally or not coincidentally, I think that it had a lot to do with it. I got on meth around the anniversary of my son's father's death, which was in April. So I think that probably had a lot to do with it, a lot of unresolved grief and trauma, and I just anyway, so I obviously was not going to upload any videos whatsoever or do anything anymore, because I was actually live streaming on a small really crappy platform. Pretty much mostly all throughout 2017. I streamed a lot. I streamed like all day, all night. I really enjoyed it. Fortunately, all the people on there who watched me saw me get really messy and saw me go really downhill, and I think I did do some streams in the very beginning when I got when I started using meth, but I quickly stopped because my life, honestly, like it really did, I'm not exaggerating at all, it just fell apart completely. Like any sort of functionality that I had, any self-care, any self-worth, any self-love that I had at that time, which was minimal to start with, but it disappeared, gone, disintegrated completely, just gone. Because what meth does is it takes, I just need to say this, it takes the worst parts of you and it makes them huge, and all the good parts of you just get squashed down until you can't see them anymore and you don't know who you are. We have a lot of videos and photos and things like that from when I was using, and when I watch them, I don't see... Actually, it's funny, I was watching someone, I did see some of, you know, me coming out, but when I was using, I remember feeling like I wasn't me anymore. I was gone. I was all the things I didn't like about myself. Weak, scared, just like a little girl. And like I said, I didn't want to go like too in depth because I'd rather make a dedicated video, but it really, really, really did not take long for things to completely fall apart. By fall apart, I mean within 6 weeks of me using, and I went from 0 to 100. I went from never using it before in my life to using it every single day. There was no break, there was no nothing. It was that to that. Because of the people I met, because of who introduced it to me properly, and I'm a vape here. And so yeah, you know, 6 weeks. I'd only been using for 6 weeks, and within that time I had no clean clothes left. My son had no clean clothes left. We had no food in the house. My cats had no food. There was no dishes left. They were all dirty. They were gone. Like, I put them in the bin. My house was gross, full of trash. It was disgusting. It was gross. You know, I didn't pay any of my bills. It was a mess. So that's, it really didn't take long, and like I said, I went from like never using it in my life to using it every single day. So I never had to come down. I only ever had withdrawals, and the first time I had withdrawals was 6 weeks after I started using, like I said, and oh my gosh, just the feeling. I thought, oh God, this is my life. Like, I'm never gonna get out of this. That's how I felt after 6 weeks. I'm never gonna get out of this. This is either I die or I get more. That's where my mindset was already after just, you know, 6 weeks or so. So, I mean, that shows you what a terrifying and powerful drug it is. And I absolutely hate it. On a positive note, I am 2 years clean from meth. So, that's good. Yay me. But yes, so I kept using daily for a few months. I'm not actually sure. That whole 2018 is a blur. I don't really remember anything. There'll be things that I'll suddenly remember and be like, when did that happen? Because time was gone. Obviously, because I was on drugs. I did not go to sleep ever. And something that's also funny, just a little bit random, I recently, just last year in November, I got diagnosed with ADHD. So I now take a prescription, a stimulant medication for that. It's just so odd. And it's really crazy because when I was using meth, I was always like, how come I don't seem to get high? How come I don't seem to get like speedy and like, you know, like the other people around me? How come it makes me slow? How come it makes me just freeze and then hyper fixate on like one thing for, you know, 15 hours straight? Like, it did not affect me the way it affected other people around me. And now looking back, I can see it's probably because I have ADHD. So of course, a stimulant is not going to affect me the way it affects other people. It did not speed me up like it did for other people. It slowed me down, and I hate that. I hated it because I have ADHD. I'm naturally very, you know, speedy and fast, and my brain and everything. And so yeah, that was odd. Just a weird coincidence. Anyway, yeah, so like I said, I'll go more in depth, but like in a different video if anyone's interested. But yeah, so I've been using for a little while, and I met somebody who's actually my fiance now, if you can see that. So there was a happy ending, okay, but it wasn't happy to start with. We met through like someone that I knew in that scene. I don't know what to call it. And we started a relationship like really quickly. It was not healthy. We weren't very good for each other while we were using. And yeah, it was a bit of a mess. It was actually a disaster. And a little while after that, I found out that I was pregnant with my second child. And oh wow, what a mess. And I was honestly devastated to start with, and I really didn't know what I was going to do. And here's where I'm going to bring my religion back into it quickly. I didn't know what I was going to do. I thought, okay, well, here I am again, and I'm a drug addict this time. I'm a meth addict. I can't go a day without using. I can't have a baby, you know, I can't do it. And so I really, really did consider not having him. Thankfully, one of my old friends told my mum, who obviously I didn't live with because I was 21, turning 21 that year. They told my mum that I was on drugs and that I was, anyway, and my mum is amazing. I love her so much, and she helped me so much. At the time I was like furious. I was like, how could you tell my mum? But like now I'm like, thank God that one of my friends told somebody and told my mum, you know. And anyway, so I went and saw a counsellor briefly to discuss my like options. I had to do this with my first child as well because I was like a teenager. I don't know. I was 16 or whatever, and my mum wanted me to like know my options. So I went and did that again with this baby. I saw a counsellor, and she said to me like, what do you want to do? Like, what do you want to do? You know, do you want to have a termination, or do you want to keep the baby, or do you want to, whatever the options are, adoption, I guess, I don't know. And I just was like, I don't know, I really don't know. And she said, well, why would you have a termination? Like, what would the reason be? And I was like, because I'm on drugs, that's why. And she said, what if you weren't on drugs? And I realized like it wouldn't even be a question. I wouldn't even consider it. I wouldn't think about it at all if I was clean and sober. I wouldn't even I wouldn't need to make a decision. My decision would have been made. Because of the things I believe in, the things I value, and, you know, the faith that I have, a termination would never be something I would ever consider. And that was my answer. I've got it. I got my answer. And that is where my religion does come back into it, because I did reconnect with my faith, like I said, through online communities, and just that kind of thing. And I don't know. I really do believe that my second son was given to me for a reason, because nothing else was gonna get me out of that. I don't think anything else would have got me out of that, but that did. Yeah. So after that, and after I made my decision, my mum was amazing. She said, you need to go to rehab, and she just heard the baby scream. No, he's fine. He's 2, by the way. He's not a baby. Yeah, he is. Anyway, my mum said, you gotta go to rehab now. You have to. And I knew I had to, because I was definitely at risk of having my first son removed from my care, so I knew that I had to go to rehab, or I wouldn't I would lose my children. So thankfully, well, kind of thankfully, but thankfully, because I was pregnant, I didn't have to wait very long to get into a rehab, because I went to a couple of wait pool groups, and there was people who had been waiting for, you know, months to get into a rehab. And I think I waited, how long? Maybe 6 weeks, maybe, God, no, not even that. Maybe less than that, I'm not sure. Like I said, the time just flew by. It's a blur, I don't really remember anything. But I do remember getting because I was going to go to a detox centre first. And I remember getting that call. I was in the shopping centre with my mum and my sister, because we were getting some stuff, getting some clothes and things, because I was trying to pack for rehab. I was still on drugs, obviously. And I was like, out of my mind. We were in the shopping centre, and I was trying to eat, which is really hard to do when you're on meth. So I was doing that, and anyway, then my phone rang, and I answered it, and it was the detox center, and they were like, center, and sorry, I just realized I say center. It was a detox center, and they were like, okay, we have a bed for you in a week. And I was like, what? My house isn't packed up, like nothing's done, like can we wait can you give me a few more weeks? And they were like, no, either you take this bed and you come in a week, or you might be waiting for months. So, and I was like, okay. And it was terrifying. It was like the scariest thing, one of the scariest things I've ever gone through. I had to break my lease on my house. I had to pack everything up, which I really did not do. So again, my mother is amazing, because she went in there and she packed up my whole house. They had, there was like a couple skip bin worths of, wow, words don't work, you know, trash in my house. to get rid of, which was gross. She packed everything up. And I packed all my stuff up for rehab, and I went to detox, and I was in a detox center for 7 days. Without my son, obviously. It was just me alone. Well, like with the other people that were detoxing, I guess. Whatever, I was the only one there detoxing from meth, so it was a bit weird, but it was fine. Well, it wasn't, it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. Hated it. And at that time, my partner, the father of my unborn baby at the time, was still like out on the street. He wasn't in a rehab or anything yet. So I was really stressed about that too. I had a lot going on, alright? Okay. So yeah, I did a 7-day detox, then I went straight to rehab. Yep. I went to a mother and like children's program. So I had my son with me, my older son, who was 3 when we went in there, which was like good. I didn't have to leave him. The program was 6 months. I did not stay for 6 months just because it was too long. It was too long. I have a lot to say about the rehab. Some bad stuff. That should be a separate video too. Some bad stuff, but I do know that without it I wouldn't have been able to get off drugs. I did need that. I did need to be put somewhere where I could not leave, you know, where I had no access to people that I used to talk to, buy from, or whatever. I did need that. I did need to be taken out of the outside world and put somewhere safe. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, I know that if I hadn't have gone to rehab, I would not have stopped, and I also would not have taken my alcohol addiction seriously either. Because even though I knew that I had a problem with alcohol, I never really took it seriously because alcohol was very, very, very socially acceptable where I live, and I mean, it's just not taken seriously, honestly. So yeah, so this made me take it seriously, and that was good, because I learned that I can't drink and I cannot use drugs, obviously, but I can't drink, because now if I drink, it won't stop there. It will lead to the next thing, which I never want to go back to, ever. So yeah, I only stayed in my rehab for 10 weeks, then I left, and thank God, and I really mean that, okay, my partner, my son, my unborn baby's father, his name's Alex. I love him. We're getting married. Why am I keeping his name a secret? When I was leaving my rehab, he had just gotten into his rehab. Thank God, I really do, like, I don't know, it's like a miracle, really it is to me, you know, that we met in just the worst, like, when we were both just disgusting, at our lowest points, just gross, horrible people, and, like, we found each other, really, like, out of all the people that I could have met, we found each other, anyway, yeah, so when I was leaving my rehab, he was just going into his, which was great, it worked out really well, and he stayed for, I don't know how long he was in there for, maybe the same amount of time, kind of like 10 weeks or maybe a bit, yeah, something like that. I can't remember. And then I had my second baby in January of 2019. It was amazing. We were both clean. Well, me and my partner, you know, we were both clean and sober, and it was amazing. Yeah. We had a relapse in 2019 around this time. Again, what a coincidence. No, not really, but anyway. First part of the year, it's not great for me, but we got ourselves out of that. Thank God again, really, I truly mean that. I'm not just saying that as a throwaway expression. I really do mean thank God. Like, yeah, but since then, we're both 2 years clean from, my mouth is really dry. Sorry. We're both 2 years clean from meth, and he's 2 years clean from meth and every substance. I unfortunately had a few like lapses last year, or I don't know when, with alcohol, which was just dumb. But a lot of it had to do with, I think, again, like my just trauma and that I wasn't like dealing with, and also having ADHD and not ever being like medicated for it or having it recognized. I'd love to make a video on that too. The way my life has changed since I got my ADHD diagnosis, and I've been medicated for that, and my other medications are also working well. It's just been like mind-blowing. I very, very, very rarely have any cravings for meth anymore and alcohol. Whereas before, I craved it like all the time. Like, I was so afraid I was going to relapse. Constantly, I was afraid. Now I don't worry about that so much, which is cool, which is good. So I really think, like, well, I don't know what would have happened, but yeah, getting that diagnosis and getting someone to take me seriously and getting that kind of help that I needed with that, I think has really saved my life. So yeah, so that's it really. That's what's been happening for the last 4 years. I don't know, 4 years? It must be a lot. Yeah, and we're coming up to April again. It's a hard month for me, but I think I have a lot more healthy coping strategies now, so that's good. And like I said, my partner is also clean. We're getting married. We were meant to get married last year, but you know, pandemic-y stuff kind of stopped that, so we'll be getting married as soon as we can. And yeah, we obviously live in this house together with my oldest son, who's 6, and our little one, who is 2, and I don't know, they're happy, they're healthy. Oh, there's my coconut water. Didn't know where it was. Sorry. And yeah. I mean, yeah. What else am I meant to say? Ask myself a question and answer it. What kind of content? What is going on with me? So yeah, I am streaming on Twitch. Like I said, it's really difficult for me to like warm up and feel confident on there. I don't know why, it just is. it'll happen maybe, I don't know. So I'm on there, so I will link that in the thing, but I've been like multi-streaming until I get to affiliate. Do we really think that's gonna happen? Probably not. It's fine. But I've been multi-streaming, so that's why there's streams on my YouTube channel as well. They just get automatically uploaded when I'm done, like when I'm done. Duh. Obviously. So yeah, that's why they're there. And like, yeah, I said I would like to make some more videos. I would, as long as I don't have to edit, because I can't stand editing, okay? I hate it. But I would like to. Especially going a bit more in depth into different things. I'm playing with my hair, sorry about that. But yes, so that's what I like to do. Make some more videos for my channel. But be warned, they will be very, listen, not great quality. I just realized I was meant to like turn up my like recording quality thingy on my phone, and I didn't do it for any of these, so god damn it. Sorry about saying that. Oopsies. Whatever. Like, what do you expect from me? Come on. I don't have a professional setup, alright? Listen. I don't even have a chair for my streaming. Like, I sit on a dining room chair. It's a mess. It's fine. I keep moving as well. I don't even know if, like, this is picking up my voice very well. Who cares? Who cares? So that's what I would like to do. And I would be able to get videos out if I didn't have to edit them and like put a lot of like effort in. I mean, as in like if I sit here and have a chat and then pop it up on my channel, that's really what will work for me best, okay? So if you like to see things like that, then please let me know. If you like to see some like more in-depth videos on, you know, things that I just cracked sorry about that, things I've gone through, I'd be happy to do that. I think it's important. I think it should be spoken about. This is empty. I'm sad. It's coconut water. Yummy. Or just, you know, other things. But yeah, I'm streaming on Twitch. Usually it'll be on weekends. I do have a Discord, which is kind of, not much is going on in there, but if you catch my streams, I usually post a link at the end. I don't know. I guess I could just post it. I don't know. I need to listen. I'm like an old person. I don't know how this stuff works. I really don't. But then you'd know when I was streaming. If you're interested. So let me wrap this up. Let's have a vape break. The hell? What? Oh, that's some other stuff I can do. I can do some reviews on different vapes, pod systems. All right. Also in my juice. Sorry. Things like that. That'd be fun. I don't know. I like to make some videos just about like whatever I feel like. But let me know what you want. And yeah, I'll link my Instagram that I like never post to, which is fine. And I'll obviously link my Twitch. You can follow me there and see me stream. Yeah, I play Animal Crossing. Kind of. I don't know, I've been a bit off that game. It's sad. I love it, but I just, every time I like think about playing it, I'm like, oh god, I don't want to see my island. My island is trash. So anyway, that I play Stardew Valley. I started playing, like I tried to play Littlewood. I'm not that into it. I'm not that into it. And I'll play some other stuff. You know, like when Room Factory 5 comes out, I'll have that. I'll give that a go. That'll be fun. I'm excited for that. Woo! So yeah. So that's the kind of stuff I'd like to post and talk about, and just let me know if any of that sounds interesting. And if you did subscribe 4 years ago or whatever it was, and you're disappointed that I'm not going to be talking very much about my religion anymore, I'm sorry. Please again, like, no, I will always be part of this religion. I love it with all of me, and I know that it is the reason I'm still alive. Really, it is. And it is, like, Allah has saved my life and never given up on me, and has always brought me back to where I need to be. So I'm so thankful for that. I'm so thankful that I found this, that I reverted, and that I, you know, have this faith. But I am sorry that my content won't, if I do post stuff, if you're interested, I am sorry it won't really be about that. Yeah, I hope you're not disappointed. I do really hope that no one's disappointed in me. I try to be really transparent and just like let you know what happened. And I guess I didn't really let you know very well, did I? Just kind of went off in a bunch of tangents. Yeah. Too long to read. I lost my way a bit. I got mixed up with drugs and alcohol. I got clean. And now I'm doing other things. I don't feel like I want to, at this point in time, put my religion on the internet. I don't want it to be the thing that is defining me, the focal point of anything I create. I don't want that to be it at the moment, just because I'm obviously not practicing, and I just feel like it wouldn't be right, and I'm not the person who should be sitting here and talking and educating and whatever about religion. I don't mind slipping it into my videos like I just did now and stuff, but I'm not gonna make full videos about it. It's just not what I'm gonna do. So I apologize. But yeah, any of the other stuff, if you want to see it, please let me know. Feel free to make fun of me recording on my phone, being really unedited, and everything being all janky and all that. It's fine. Like, I know it's not. I'm not very professional, and I'm sorry. Whatever. I better wrap it up. Did I say everything I meant to say? I'm not sure. I didn't even write down any notes or anything, so I really have no idea what I just talked about. Am I gonna watch it all back? I don't know. Maybe. Probably not. I'm probably just gonna splice it all together and pop it up, just because otherwise I'll never get anything up. I'll never post anything like I've been saying I'm gonna do, so I'm just gonna get it up. If you enjoyed, please like, what? Subscribe. Go follow me on Twitch so you can watch me stream. And God, I can hear somebody moving chairs around. It's my 2-year-old. Uh-oh. I keep looking in the mirror. I'm not looking in the camera. I'm really sorry. Yeah, so leave a like if you liked it. If you like listening to me ramble, Dislike it if you disliked it. I don't care. It's fine. It's good. Subscribe if you want. Leave a comment if you want. Follow me on my thingies, Twitch and Instagram. I have a TikTok. Alright, I'm gonna stop right now. Thank you so much for watching. Like, dislike, subscribe, I don't care. Leave a comment with a fried egg emoji if you watched it to the end, okay? Because I used to be a fried egg, and now I'm not. And I will see you soon. Thank you. Bye.